Right then, this is a quick walk around video. This is for an absolutely lovely Lexus. It's an IS300 hybrid F Sport model. The car's covered 82,000 miles. Finished in this lovely sort of silver grey metallic. This one's very highly equipped. It's got the full leather interior, which is optional, as is the electric memory seats, heated and ventilated seats. So it's a nice big spec car, and it is in lovely condition. These still look absolutely fantastic, I have to say. Front of the car, I'm in the shade so you can actually see marks, not to hide them by the way. It's glary sunshine's lovely. We're not great for doing videos. Front of the car, lights and lenses are all good though. Likewise, bonnet, very, very clean indeed. I can't see any obvious stone chips. Given mileage, it's extraordinary. Near side, beautifully smooth down the flanks. I still maintain this car could be launched today and still look fresh. It's a lovely looking car. Near side front alloy, good. Not perfect. You're not going to get it perfect on this age, but actually much better than most. Same goes to the rear one. Come around the back. It's lovely and clean. It's just been washed off. It's not even been polished. It's just got a nice natural gleam to it. Around the back, bumper, entry points, all very clean. Offside of the car, again, beautifully smooth down the flanks, really, really clean. Offside rear alloy continues the theme, being very nice, much better than most, but still with a few minor marks and pickling. And rear end panels, lovely. And ditto, the final alloy, but generally speaking, for a car of its age and mileage, it's in very, very nice condition. Coming to the boot area, really good sized boot, and of course, as you'd expect from Lexus, beautifully finished. Coming to the back, wide opening rear doors, full black leather interior, and again, it's been kept really, really nicely. Coming on the passenger side front now, again, all very nice. Passenger seat itself, again, fantastic condition. Finally coming to the driver's door. Door card generally good, just a little mark you can see there, elbow marks, and that's actually much better than most. Normally they can be quite rippled. That's pretty good actually. Footwell areas really clean, full set of original Lexus mats. And driver's seat, for the age and mileage, apart from a tiny bit of wear in the bolster, again in fantastic condition. So finally coming inside the car, engine's running, so the dashboard is illuminated, and one of the best interiors you can see in this class. Sat nav working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, got that lovely clear parking camera, and that complements the front and rear parking sensors. Coming on down, so it's just a stunning interior this. And that's the view you get as a driver, simply lovely. 82,190 miles. Engine's running, there's no warning lights on the car at all. What's lovely is if you put this is a normal mode, twist it to the right, go into sport mode, and it just looks sensational, doesn't it? Also, if you press a little button here, those of remember the first generation Star Trek, that sounds like the sliding doors, isn't it? One of the most satisfying sounds you'll ever hear. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus IS300 hybrid, and it's the F Sport model, registered FN14YAA, with mileage currently of 82,184. The reason we do our videos, and especially this bit, the road test section, is just to ensure that if anyone's online looking at the car, they get to see that car actually in operation. The reason being that, like loads of people who've been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in a photograph or description, but then to get them find out actually it's got an obvious fault that shows up as soon as you drive the car, and that can be really frustrating, of course, if you've driven any kind of distance. So coming to the car, first and foremost, I am massively biased. You know, we buy these cars because we like them, not just because they sell well, and the IS300 F Sport is one of my favourite cars, and this is a lovely car to drive. But to go through it, as I always do, push button start, car whirs into life. It doesn't sort of start in a conventional way. These are, if you don't already know, and I'm sure you do, it's a self-charging hybrid. So basically, there's no range anxiety. You're just going to run it, drive it, own it like a normal petrol car. If it gets low on fuel, stand at a petrol pump for 2 minutes and on you go again. The battery in the back of the car, which just gives it a little bit of extra oomph and allows you to drive it in electric mode at lower speeds. It's topped up every time you back off the throttle or hit the brake pedal, so it doesn't go down as such. It doesn't run out, of course, as such. But more than that, actually, it's just how it all works together, which is engineering witchcraft. It is genius. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So basically, driving along, it's just incredibly smooth and quiet and refined. Plenty of power, put your foot down, keen, get up and go. But it does so very, very quietly. It's one of the quietest cruisers I've ever had, and I've had a few of these and loved each and every one of them. You can operate the engine in 3 modes, so eco, normal and sport. It's fairly obvious, the difference between all of them. It defaults into normal when you start the car, twist it to the left, and there's a little rotary knob here. I'm in eco mode, so it's slower on the throttle response. I've rarely used it, I'm going to be honest, maybe around town. Push a button down to go back to normal, or twist it to the right and go into sport mode. Suddenly a rev counter has magically appeared on the dashboard. Throttle response is much keener and much more urgent. It's a very nice setting, but in all honesty, I tend to run mine pretty much 99% of the time in normal mode, but it is each their own, and they do have their merits. Engine feeds through into the auto gearbox, CVT gearbox, which is the perfect companion for the car. So at low speeds like now, conventional automatics sometimes can be indecisive. If I was to pull away now, it might want to be in second, it might want to be in first, and you get that hesitation and also a bit of clunkiness. This, I'm going to put my foot down, go. It's just smooth, serene, no jarring, no jolting. It's just brilliantly done. And when you're on the move, it just picks up and goes in a completely smooth fashion. If you're inclined to watch lots of YouTube videos of people that test drive these cars, you'll get the odd buffoon on there that seems to think that, when you shove your foot down, the revs go up and it sounds really loud. And if you drive like that, you shouldn't be on the road, in all honesty, because it's you've got to drive like a buffoon to experience that. The only time you ever do really is if you're going for a prolonged overtake, let's say, a couple of cars on the main road or joining a slip road on the motorway. I'll try and sort of show it here. It's how it's meant to work, by the way. So come around here, put my foot down so I get the revs to pick up, but you then just back off the throttle. So when you get to the speed that you want to go to, so that was up to 50 miles an hour, perfectly fine for this section of the road. A nanosecond, and in the way it does it, it's just beautifully engineered. The whole point of the CVT is to keep it in the optimum, to save you fuel, and it does a fantastic job for 99.999% of the time. Everything functioning perfectly, no warning lights on the dashboard at all related to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge running just under 1/2, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these cars. Brakes on the car, by the way, fantastic, no pulsing, no vibrations. Steering, track's dead straight, there's no vibrations at this speed or any speed actually up to the legal limit. No clonks, no rattles at all from the suspension. The whole car feels absolutely as tight as a drum, but it is a driver's car, more so than you'd expect given actually just how comfortable it is. It's very well judged ride, very well damped. Only sort of the sharper ridges will catch it out, as they pretty much would any car. But going through corners, the steering, which is on the undriven axle at the front, because it's rear wheel drive, of course, so you've got nothing tugging away at it. It's got beautiful weighting, it's pinpoint accurate and precise, but it works beautifully. The chassis, as you turn the car, goes exactly the same motion. There's no delays between the two. It never makes it feel nervous, so traveling down roads you don't know, it really is your friend, as is the chassis. which is just brilliantly done. I've always said, and I'm honest enough to say it, if you want an out-and-out sports saloon in this class, pretty much like the car in front, a BMW is probably going to be your choice. They probably build the best chassis for exactly that purpose. However, if you want your back to remain intact and your spine in good condition, so when you back off from one of those, the sportier variants, you're still going to have a hard, unyielding ride. This manages to give you 90% of what that can deliver in terms of chassis balance, handling, but at all other times it's so much more comfortable and pleasurable to be sat in. I've sold lots of these to people who've had BMWs who've loved their cars, and rightly so, great cars, but just can't live with that that too extreme a compromise. So I'm just waiting for a lorry to come down the road. I just think it's it's for the vast majority of people perfectly set up, in all honesty. Finally coming inside the car, again, this is where Lexus absolutely excel. I'm driving an 11-year-old car with 80-odd thousand miles, no squeaks, no rattles, beautifully put together cars, and also just a lovely place to sit. The driving position is absolute perfection for 90, again, the vast majority of people, I should say. But you are in something that is actually quite special when you sit in it. Everyone that gets in them feels the same way, and it's the little things, because it's actually hard to explain when you look around it. But it's the small detailing, the way they label things, the little clock. It's just so neatly done, beautifully set up. All the controls have a lovely high quality feel to them in terms of the actuation, and everything working perfectly. Sat nav, as you can see, because this is a big spec F Sport, so obviously you've got the full leather, electric memory seats, heated and cooled seats, and they're working perfectly on the car. Dual zone climate control system, but it's just the whole feel. As I said, it's a car you get in and really enjoy being sat in and driving, rather than just the usual bland binnacle centre stack as most manufacturers will give you. This is different, but for good reason as well. And then finally the dash binnacle, again, just beautifully presented and detailed, minimalist by modern standards, and all the better for it. I can't fault the car. Car drives absolutely perfectly.